Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Merlin. Tonight, we're doing another porting with ports for a board that I recently built, the Sweet 16 from 1upkeyboards. Thanks, guys, for joining in. Let's see who is on tonight. I see a Zark, I see a Cozy, I see a Duncan Yo-Yo. Thanks, guys, for joining in. Let's talk about what we are doing tonight. But first, as always, this show is called Porting with Ports, but I'm not always drinking port, you know. For example, today, I'm drinking something else. Check this out, guys. I was in Whole Foods today just looking around, just wondering what else to stock up on. And I saw this in the fridge. I've never seen mead in a beer can before. Never in my life have I ever seen this. Apparently it's from Authorhead Company, Draft Mead, Wildflower, Semi-Seat, and what was it? I think it's Raw American Honey. I'm like, oh, this is very interesting. I know Washington has a couple of mead distilleries, but this is the first one that I've seen come in a can. I'm quite curious to see how it tastes like. Breeze says that sounds dope. Yeah, I know, right? All right, let's play a little bit of jazzy music while I sip on some nice alcohol. All right, let's see how this tastes like. These are really expensive. It was $15 for a pack of 4. I was like, should I get it? Should I get it or not? But I was just so curious, so. It smells like mead, all right. Oh, that is good. Oh, that is really good. Oh my gosh. It's like drinking mead is like... It's like you're going back to medieval times. Or should I say, mead-evil times. Oh, Merlin laughing at his own jokes. Yeah, that is really good. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I looked at the store refrigerator, and not only did it come in wildflower, it also came in raspberry and also marionberry. I might have to try those in the future. But $15 for a pack of 4 is like, oh my gosh. For $15 I can get a 6-pack of other stuff. Sark says you're getting serious lag. Well, not sure there's anything I can do about that at this point. Everyone's working from home. Everyone is gobbling up Comcast's speed and all that. So yeah, this is me and Comcast. Alright, so what are we doing tonight? The Sweet 16. This is a build that I decided to finish up this past Sunday. Built it with an Elite C. I've had this PCB since about 2016, 2017. And finally decided to put it together. Here, let me take it apart to show you guys what it's like inside. If I can. It's just friction mounted right now, because I did not have screws. Come on. Open up! Open up! There we go. There we go. Alright, see? So that's what it looks like inside. That's an Elite C that I've soldered on. It's another one of those cheap DIY kits that you can get. This one from 1upkeyboards. And I decided to put foam in my 3D printed case. This is a case you can get off of Thingiverse. Not sure if this is the one that 1up recommends you to use. I think they've got their own, but it is what I had, at the time. So yeah, you're supposed to put screws in it, but because I think the printing was so tight, I guess, I literally can just place it on top and snap it into place. And there we go. So tonight's goal is to get Via working on this, just because Via's macro pad functionality works very well on boards like this. But man, I'm gonna have another sip of this mead because it's so good. If you guys have never seen mead before, kind of looks like your white wines, but I've noticed that mead tends to be more cloudy than your usual white wines. In terms of taste, it kind of it's kind of in between a Riesling and maybe like some kind of pale ale. Jeremy says, where did you find mead? I found mead at Whole Foods. It's this guy right here. Whole Foods, okay? But you can buy mead elsewhere. I've seen mead come in bottles at Fred Meyer, QFC, and Safeway. So it's there, you just have to look for it. But only Whole Foods sells it in a can. Jeremy says, guess I'm going to Whole Foods tomorrow after work. Pork Chop Express says, hi Merlin. Hello to you too, man. Here, let's see. You guys do exclamation point drink. You'll see the full name. Authorhead Company Draft Mead. I think this is... does not say where it's... oh wait, it does. Oh! Yeah, it's from Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver, Washington. Oh, this is just so tasty. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is dangerous. I'm just gonna keep drinking this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's put it away. Let's not drink a majority of it before I start programming. Otherwise, that could be interesting. Pork Chop says, I'm sipping on a fine 2020 vintage Montague Lager myself. Well, I'm glad many of you have decided to partake in some beverage with me. Full send, full beer. Yeah, this should be a relatively quick stream because QMK is already ported onto this. There are only 2 layouts available, and it is a 4x4. That's why it's called Sweet 16. It's either that or maybe 1upkeyboards thought it would make a very sweet product. Who knows? Having some Riesling as well. Very nice. Very nice. Cybergo says, Defo don't code drunk. I submitted a patch to GNU Core Utils once that did exactly the opposite of intended. Tipsy coding. Hey! You know, as long as you're having fun. As long as you're having fun, you can code away. Plume Keyboards! Holy crap! Holy crap! 63 raiders? Oh my gosh, thanks man! Let's see, I see Superman's brother, Frisco Milk, Aramac, Milkman U. Plume Keyboard says, hey man, hello to you, and subscribing at tier 1. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have caught the beginning of the stream. I'm drinking local Washington mead from Vancouver, Washington, which came as a surprise to me. I did not intend to find this at Whole Foods. Probably one of the tastiest drinks I've ever had. And I'm about to begin getting VIA support on my Sweet 16. Ooh, Superman's brother has followed. Aramac, Pizza Guy, Plume Keyboards. Who else followed here? Alright, thanks guys. Milkman U says mead is tight. It's really good. I feel like out of all the stuff I've drank on stream up to this point, this might be my favorite drink. And since I have since I have a bunch of new people watching, it brings you back to medieval times, or should I say, mead-evil times. All right. Bonnie Sen says, hello, Mr. Merlin. Hello to you too. Ooh, a local meadery. You're gonna have to send me a link to that. I'm curious to try more. 9 Walker subscribed at tier 1. Subscribed for 2 months. Thank you. We have the first pun of the night. There'll be many more. 9 Walker, thank you so much. Oxy has followed as well. Thanks, guys. So I am building a board from 1UpKeyboards, but if you're in New York, you know what's happening there. New York is the capital of coronavirus here in the United States. And as a result, 1UpKeyboards is actually closed until April 17th. I didn't know that until I looked it up today. But yeah, I think these kits retail for about... Actually, let me look it up. 1UpKeyboards, Sweet 16, how much are they? $7.50 for the PCB, and of course you gotta get your Pro Micro and all that. The case itself, you gotta 3D print yourself, and you gotta grab your switches and stabilizers if you choose to go with the 2Us. BodySense says mousepad. The mousepad does not have a command, but it is one of my most frequently asked questions. It is a Cherry patent mousepad that I purchased from keyclack.com way back in 2016, 2017, back when Jay-chan was very, very active in this hobby. I'm not sure he's that active anymore, actually. Not sure. I know his website's still up, but who knows? Who knows? He had a lot of things go wrong, so it might have dampened his motivation. Alright. Meaty for Merlin. Milkman U, if you wouldn't mind sending me that on Discord, that would be great. So when I built this on Sunday, I put PBT keycaps on it, but I realized that because of its flat angle, I kind of prefer it to have also a flat profile. So I picked DSA Granite to go on it. And it pretty much works as intended. It's nothing special really. Heck. And I just remembered I need to swap out cables here, because fat cables like the ones from KBD fans doesn't fit in the hole. But custom ones, such as those made by Cozy Fanatuti, fit just right. Here, let's go type a few things in chat. Enter. There we go, perfect. There we go, so it does work. QMK already works on it and all that, but we want to get VIA working. We want VIA working on this, so we're gonna start doing that. Let me just set up all the wonderful code. Code. All right, let's see. Let us see. Okay, so I've been kind of making it my own personal goal to get all of 1UpKeyboards boards into VIA. The reason being is I think the 1UP60 RGB was one of my very first PCBs, and Ski with Pete, the owner of 1UpKeyboards, was very, very kind to me when I first started at this hobby. So it's been, I don't know, it's kind of like me showing my appreciation and all that. Jack Dunlop says, do you like the Brutal 60? The Brutal 60 by Canon Keys is one of the nicer 60% that are commonly in stock that you can get these days. Isn't it around $220 or so? I've been trying to like save up my money to get nicer boards, and once you reach like the $220, $230 range, you kind of like have to ask yourself, am I just gonna buy the board right now, or should I save up a little more to get something better? And I am part of the latter. I would rather get something better than the Brutal 60. Not that the Brutal 60 is a bad board by any means. I think the Brutal 60 is better than anything KBD fans currently has. But I'm trying to get more premium boards these days. All right, let's see. What do we need to do here? Oh yeah. If you guys have never heard of VIA, VIA is a tool created by Wilba and Olivia, You may have heard of Wilba. Wilba's one of the more prominent PCB designers in our community. Olivia is one of the more prominent keyset designers in our community. Both of them are very talented engineers, and they came together and created this GUI that functions on top of QMK to make it easy for everyone. So, you know, not every board comes with it. Case in point, this guy right here. So we are just going to do a simple tutorial on how to get all of this in. And it's actually quite easy. VIA is divided into two parts. The first part is the QMK firmware part. The second part is the actual VIA part. We'll start with the QMK firmware part. Bree says, speaking of VIA, when I'm actually off work and not just half listening, remind me to bother you to get the Mark II solder PCB ported. Oh yes, the KBD67. That is, I think I might have something kinda done with that. I can pick that back up. Yeah, maybe I'll just finish it up and send you a file. And whenever you're free, you can test it out. Jack says, I bought one that has TX film MOVs with 205G0, FR4 full plate, Duroc stabs, 205G0 for $415 shipped. For a full board, I don't think that's overpriced. I feel like that's what you would spend new, to be honest. Well, Bree, the thing with VIA is, just because VIA supports your board, you still need to know how to flash it on. That's still like that big hurdle that everyone has to go through. But regardless, let's see if we can get started here. Okay, so if you want to get VIA support on your board, it's super simple on the QMK front. Basically, what you want to do is just copy your default key map. Every keyboard in QMK should have a default key map already. Copy, paste it, and rename it as VIA. Pretty easy so far, right? Number two, you need to get rid of all this excess code, if there is any, and you want to keep it as just the key map right there, right? The issue though is you need to define all four layers of the key map in order for it to work. Otherwise, VIA is just going to look at it and be like, okay, I'm just going to populate the other layers with garbage. So what we want to do is just make it easy. We'll just, let's see. We'll just make them all KC trans. And I'm gonna unplug this cable right here because it's like in the way of me typing. There we go. Okay, there we go. You have to buy the PCB separate for Brutal 60. Okay, so we just want to put KC trans everywhere that matters. And basically we want all four layers, right? So we'll do 0, 1, 2, and 3. Let's label it all properly. Let's fix our formatting. Oops. So I do want to address this point. There are several people who have watched this stream or this type of stream and have said, oh, this is how you get VIA onto a board. So they try to do this entire process to put VIA on their board. Once I've done this, you don't need to do this yourself. You only need to do this for a board that's never been done before. All you have to do as an end customer is to flash the hex or the bin file that is the result of this code. Just wanted to make that clear. Okay, one thing we want to make sure is that we want a sane key map. Like, even though you can adjust anything however you want in VIA, you still want something that makes sense. So let's make sure you can access at least layer 1. And on layer 1, let's at least put a reset key right there. Just like that. Right? So you're done with your key map. Next thing you want to do is add another file called rules.mk. In this file, we want to put 2 lines. The first one is via_enable, all caps, equals yes. And if you were guessing what this does, this enables via. The next thing that you want to put in is LTO_enable. This means link time optimization enable. And you're setting that to yes as well. Reason why you want to do this is that it makes your firmware file smaller, which can be a good thing on smaller microcontrollers like what's present on this guy. Elite C Atmega32U4. Actually, most boards in QMK have Atmega32U4, and they don't have as much flash storage on them. So it's actually good to always include this line. And once you've done that, you're good to go with the firmware. So let's see, make 1upkeyboards /sweet16 /v1. Actually, no, we're not done yet. One thing, okay, so VIA is able to detect your boards based on some of its characteristics, and those characteristics can be found in the config file right here. So it looks mainly at the vendor ID and the product ID, which is located elsewhere here. We want to make sure that the vendor ID is consistent amongst all their boards. So for the 1UP60 HTE, it's this guy, 0x6F75. Let's just copy and paste that. Boom, we good. And then for its, because there are multiple versions of the Sweet 16, and that's where the product ID comes in. I'm just gonna call this 00161 for Sweet 16 V1. Let's do that. And for the V2, I'm gonna do 0162. Like so. Yeah, that should work. Superman's brother says, is that a 3D printed case? Yes, it is. This was 3D printed by a coworker of mine. The files can be found on Thingiverse. If you just go on Thingiverse and search up Sweet 16 or Super 16, you should easily find it. How much does it cost? I have no clue because my coworker just did it for me for free. So it's been, yeah, I'm very appreciative of him doing that for me. Based on other 3D printing projects, I'd assume this is at least $40, maybe, not quite sure. This actually sounds pretty good. Yeah, I was mentioning on Sunday that, okay, what you see in front of me is the NK65 from Novelkeys. It's using Telios, and these are black on white cubic keycaps. You can hear the difference in sound. Oh, my cable's flying away. I think this sounds better. Cybergo says, Keymap C editor extension appears to have been abandoned. Do you have any recommendations for an alternative for editing keymaps in VS Code? No, because I didn't even know Keymap C editor was a thing. Nesrel says, what text editor is this? This is VS Code. Is it showing you the last commit message for the line you are on? Yes, that is an extension that I'm using. I use GitLens. Superman's brother says, I 3D printed some of the parts from my Iris build, and it's amazing how well 3D printed materials work for keyboards. They do. They work really well. In fact, one US vendor has made quite a living off of it. You may have heard of Keyboard Bell. Let me show you while we're on the topic. Keyboard Bell. There we go. This was a prototype. Oh, looks like I'm missing a key here. This was a prototype minivan case from Keyboard Bell way back in the day. And this one is made out of wood fiber. Yeah. And she has other work too. Let me see if I can find one. Here we go. This one is my favorite of hers. Cardon507, thanks for following. Let's say other examples of amazing 3D printing work in our community. This one's by far my favorite. This is a Alps board with AEK2 keycaps that I occasionally use for work since we're in an Apple environment. This case was made by Keyboard Bell as well. And it's made to accommodate these specific keycaps. If you can see that curve, yeah, there we go. You can see that curve for it. I think this is one of the few boards that she makes that is actually high profile and angled like this. Cybergo says, net dot magnetic adapter, indeed. You see it right there, man. Yeah. Alright. Board's going away. You have those on all your boards. Awesome. Yeah, they've been quite a blessing for me so that I don't have to have so many cables on my desk. All right. Let's go back. Go back to the code. Okay. Yeah, I think that should be good. Actually, hold on. Yeah, let's keep it. VIA shouldn't care what controller you have, as long as you have the same product ID and vendor ID. All right, that's good. Can we actually build this? Make 1upkeyboard. Make 1upkeyboard / sweet16 /v1 : VIA. Bam. Yep. Compiled just fine. Perfect. And with that, we are gonna flash Let me flash it. Let me flash it. Let's see, it's gonna be, that's my FN key and that's my reset key. And then we're going to flash the board. Flashing. Oh, reset. Reset your controller now. Did I not do that correctly? No. Shoots. Okay. Scratch that. I'm gonna have to open it up and reset it manually. Not a problem. It's that it's hard to open up. Is it because it thinks it's a Katarina? Oh yes, that's true as well. Because this is using an Elite C, which is using a... It's using an Atmel DFU. So this is not something I want to check in, simply because this board will come with the Pro Micro. So I'm just going to add a little hack. Where's that rules file? Rules.mk. Just gonna change it to, you know, I think it's QMK DFU, because this is from Keebio. All right. Let's press that special button. Boop. Flash. Flash, flash, flash. It's flashing. Woohoo! Woohoo! Alright, perfect. Okay, that's good. That is good. Let's close it back up. Hopefully this is the last time I close it up. Don't go away from me, cable. Such a long cable, Cozy. Alright, let's snap it in place. There we go. Make sure the board still works. Yep. Everything is as it should. Good. That's great. That's all I need right now. Next up, we need to actually work on the VIA part. And to do that, I'm gonna need to set things up a little bit here. There we go, there we go. All right. Bam. There we go. This next part, you will still need QMK firmware just for a reference, but you don't need to do anything with the QMK firmware code. To get VIA support, you first need to design a KLE JSON file that will have all of the characteristics of the layout macros defined. Mr. Petrov subscribing at tier 1. Thank you for subscribing. Wow, it's been 12 months already. Thank you so much. It's our anniversary. Happy anniversary, my prince. Aw, you're so sweet. Oh, hey man, just wanted to tell you, I found this at Whole Foods today. It's mead in a can, and it's from Vancouver, Washington. I just had to try it. And so far I'm very pleased. And I'm drinking it way too fast, actually. Mead, yep, it's mead. What a time to be alive. Mead is what? Mead is just distilled honey. Alright, let's see. So how do we do this? The KLE basically needs to reflect the physical matrix, which is the top half of your layout macro, as you guys can see on the right side of the screen. You need to put in several, oops, not that one. Several things need to go here. For example, for the top legend, you have to put 2 numbers. And I'm just gonna pre-populate this just cause. And then I'll explain what's going on. Okay, these 2 numbers that I'm putting in every key are, they represent the row and the column in that order. So for example, this guy right here, 00, means row 0 or column 0. Mr. Petrov says, is it just me or has QMK's mic gotten better? He has a sexy, deep radio voice now. The reason being here, let's see if my webcam can pick it up. It's pointed directly at me right now. It's about, what? That's about 4 5 inches away from my mouth. Before it used to be over closer to my webcam right here, which would put it about 2 feet away. So yeah, that's probably why. That is a big black knob in your face, man, says Mr. Petrov. Yes. How does that make me feel? Sounds heaps better. Yeah. Yeah, it's makes a big difference when you're actually directly in front of the mic. Yeah. I'm glad that you noticed that difference. I was beginning to wonder if people did. Cuz it is kind of in the way, so I usually when I lean over here a little bit too much, it kind of distracts me from my view of the screen. But so far so good. Yeah. All right. Okay. So if you look to the VS Code portion, you'll see that the layout macro has all these variables in it. K00, K01. Basically, we're trying to map this to here. This to here. So let's just follow this really, really closely right now. It goes 1, 2, 3. And if you look at all of them, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's all 1, 2, 3. No problem. Two, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Oh. Man, this is literally my favorite drink on the show so far. I'm gonna need to like rename this stream just so I can drink mead more often. Doc Butter says, hello, how are you, sir, and how is quarantine doing? Thank you for asking. I'm in Seattle, Washington. We were one of the first states hit during the COVID outbreak. We are now number 7, I think, at least here in the United States. New York being the first. I think social distancing is actually working pretty well. There have been fewer cases reported in downtown Seattle. One of the things, though, that's been happening, like, I just see it in the news, is restaurants are shutting down. Specifically in the International District here. 2 restaurants have already shut down. Restaurants who have closed their doors are being vandalized. It's kind of Come on, guys. Come on, guys. But in general, I'm doing pretty good. I've been working from home for almost an entire month. So it's fine. It's been nice being here at home on my own desk with my own screens. Mr. Hank says, what mead are you drinking? I'm drinking a locally brewed mead from Vancouver, Washington, from Author Mead Company, draft mead. This is wildflower flavored. You can purchase these from Whole Foods at $15 for a can of 4, or a 4-pack. So far, I'm really enjoying it. I've had mead before. I've had mead that comes in the regular bottles, which is cheaper, I might add. But this one just seems to taste better. All right, let's see. Next thing we need to do here is we need to talk about groups. What do I mean by groups? VIA allows you to have certain groups that you can adjust. Like if you look at on the right here, layout numpad 4x4. This means that you have here. Actually, let's just show you. Layout numpad 4x4. Layout numpad 4x4 means you've got your huge enter key. That's probably your plus key, and that's your 0 key. In QMK configurator, you have to manually select it per layout. The strength of VIA is you don't need to change layouts. You can select it on a per key basis. So that's what we need to do here. So according to Wilba, you need to do it from top to bottom, left to right. So the first group we want is going to be these two keys right here. Oh. These two guys, and you need to put it at the bottom legend. So we're going to call this group 0, option 0, like so, right? And then we're going to add, a 2U key, height 2, like so. And we are going to call it group 0, because it's part of the same group, option 1, like so. And then if we look at the numpad 4x4, we see that that is in fact K03. Okay. Mr. Hanks is drinking a sour from Trillium out of Boston. I see we are supporting our local breweries. Good on you, man. Okay, so now we have to do this for all of them. I'm gonna say the 0 key comes first. So the 0 key will be group 1, option 0. And we'll have another one. It's with this too. Let's just give it some space here. And according to the layout macro, that's K31. It's 3 and 1. And the last one is these two guys, which is, we can call this group 2, option 0. Then we'll add another key. Give it a height of 2. We'll call it group 2, option 1. And the key is 2, 3. Okay. I think we're good here. Trillium rules. I've never heard of Trillium, actually. No, why don't I look it up right now? Trillium. Trillium Taylor. Okay. Never mind. Trillium Sour. Oh, here we go. Trillium Brewing. Are you 21 or older? Yes. Ah. Oh, actually, yes. I have absolutely heard of this. I have seen that can. Okay, yeah. I know what you guys are talking about. Cool. Cool beans. Okay. What do we do now? What we want to do now is actually save this so I don't lose it. We're going to call it... There we go. Keyboard name, Sweet 16 Via. Just save that for now. Save it for now. And then we are going to... Here. Let me set things up again. We now have to go into a different repo. The Via repo, actually. Just check out a branch here. Sweet 16, just like my mead. There we go, there we go. Alright, we're back up. This is a different repo than QMK. What we want to do is go into, there we go. Looks good. Let's create a new directory. Let's call it Sweet 16. And then new file called sweet16b1.json. And because I always forget what the formatting is, I'm just going to copy and paste from an existing board, such as the 1UP60 HTE, which I also did, and copy and paste it. Product ID for that one should have been 0161, and we are just going to take out all of this stuff temporarily. We'll put it back in. We'll put the right information back in. Lighting. I don't even know if this board has lighting. Is there lighting on here? I see two holes, yes. There is indeed lighting. So let's give it QMK_backlight. Yeah, if you guys want to see what's all needed for Via, you can go to caniusevia.com, which I'm posting to the chat right now. There we go. If you navigate over to their documents section, basically this tells you, here we go. This tells you all the stuff that you need to do for this JSON file. And if you just read through it really quick, you can pretty much copy and paste a lot of this. But one thing I forgot to look was the rows. Let me check that really quick. It's 4x4. 4x4. Perfect. And let's call it the Sweet 16 v1. And what we need is to download not the raw data, which is used in QMK. Oh, what is going on there? Holy crap. Ah! Okay, what you want here is to click. Whoa, that is so trippy. Okay, click download JSON. Open up that file. Copy and paste this whole thing. Copy. Paste it in Keymap right there. Save it. Oh shoot, I just forgot something. Hold on. Let me just look something up here. Let's look at GMK Botanical really quick. Okay, that's how it's set up. Okay. Reason why I ask is because Wilbur likes all of these colored in. So we'll have to re-download that JSON file. Save raw data, download JSON. There we go. Copy and paste it. Copy and paste. My favorite tool. Perfect. And now we just want to put these in. The way these labels work, basically each array, like the first element is the label and the next two or like the next however many are the options that the label can do. However, if you just leave it on its own, like bottom row like that, it'll just give you a toggleable key. So for example, let's call this 2U addition. 2U addition key. Let's do comma. To U 0 key. And last but not the least, 2U enter key. You enter key. Actually, key is repetitive. 2U0. Let's just call it like that. 2U enter. And with that, we should be able to open up VIA and test out this board. You can do that by clicking Design tab. You think it's not supposed to be in brackets if it's just a toggle. Well, I guess we will find out soon. Sweet 16. Open. The KLE is missing the group keys for 2U. Ah, okay. All right. There's something wrong here. That's probably... You are probably right on that. Let me just look at, which one was it? Let's look at a board that does it. I believe the DZ60 does it. It's the, here we go. Ah, okay. You're correct. You are very much correct, Mr. Cozy. Take out the brackets. Let's try that again. Load. Is missing the group keys. Oh, shoots. I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. I did not put it in the correct place. It should be... there we go. Annoying. Annoying. There we go. It needs to be in the bottom right. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's try that again. We'll get this right eventually. Okay. Come here, Via. Woo! Woo! Okay, it's in. Let's actually try and make this work here. Okay. Let's do this. If I did this correctly, plugging in the board will get Via to recognize it. And let me actually bring up Via as well. Boop. Oh yeah, press configure tab. Woo! It's in! Check it out, guys. This is exactly what I need it to be. And let's make a macro key on layer 1 here. Let's set this to... yeah, let's set it. Let's make a macro. Let's say, since Cozy helped me out, there we go. So I should be able to do this. There we go. Awesome. Awesome possum. Wow, you can now have up to 15 macros based on how much room your microcontroller can have. But that is really, really cool. I would show you guys lighting, but I don't have any LEDs on this, so can't show that. You can turn it on and off though. Ooh. Let's just keep it off for now. Layouts. Oh yeah, here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier. 2U edition. 2U0. Man, I feel like those labels aren't good because that's assuming that it's going to be an addition key. That's assuming it's going to be a 2U enter key. But I don't know how else to describe it. Cozy! Cozy donating 1,000 bits. Thanks, man. Let's see. Okay, audience, I need help. What is a better way of calling, of like labeling this 2U0 key? Because I feel like calling it 2U addition, 2U0, or 2U enter kind of describes it as an enter key when it can be anything else, really. Oh man, I'm almost done with this drink. Okay, how many calories is this? It doesn't say. It does not say any calories. It must be 0 calories then. Alright, there we go. Split enter. Oh! Split enter still implies that, well, I guess that's the same for like split backspace. Sure. I feel like there's no real easy way to like solve this. Because it's also not really a numpad, it's more of a macro pad. Oh, I just thought of something. Calling it numpad enter, numpad addition, well, this is like one of the 3 major issues when it comes to coding, the naming of things. 2u long bottom. 2u bottom would, yeah. Harry Potter joke. Actually, I think describing where it is physically is better than describing what the key is supposed to be. So 2u addition could be 2u top right. 2u top right. 2u bottom left. 2u bottom right. Yeah, I think I like that better. Reload! Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Okay. Seems good. Alright, we also need to put a V2 one in. Let's just make sure, hold on. I'm just gonna make sure that the V2 isn't like crazily different. V2! What is different with you, V2? Okay, it's got the same layout, so... okay. Are the pins used the same? D4, D1, E6. Nope, completely different pins. Okay, so it does make sense for me to actually put in V2. Rename V2 v2.json v2 2 oops 2 2 there we go. That looks good. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. I now have a macro pad that will let me change it at will. Now I'm gonna try out and see if I can somehow program it to change my scenes in OBS. Let's see. I think that might be harder than I thought it would be. Come on, change scenes. Okay, okay. We are pretty much done for what I intended to do tonight. So this should be easier for me to macro pad it. I think what I'm gonna be doing is on my second layer, I'm just gonna put the URLs for all of my sponsors here so that I can readily just bring it up in chat. Also, maybe just, I wonder if I could trigger like a Nightbot command through this, like a giveaway command. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll trigger one where it's like, Zark, you are banned. We'll see. Well, this has been a good night. Look at it. It's 8:37 p.m. This might be the fastest VIA port that I've done. It's less than an hour and I'm already done. All I have to do now is file the PRs. Woohoo! Woohoo! And drink the remainder of my mead. Let's see. I do have other numpad builds coming along. Like, check this out. There we go, guys. The first one being, if you guys remember Scully Days of Clueboards, California macropad. I have a Proton C on it. I did not read the instructions when I built it, because you were supposed to put standoffs in between the PCB, and now I can't do that because I've already soldered all of my switches on. Also, my Proton C is dead for some odd reason. So good thing Yan sent me one, which I have confirmed working. This one will have to go away. Actually, I might as well just pry it off right now since it's useless. It's useless to me. It's dead. There we go. Poor Proton C. Off you go. There we go. Okay. And the other one, I've shown it off on stream before, I just never finished building it. This is the Merlin pad. Check it out, guys. Let's see, can I? Oh, I don't. Oh wait, I do have one. Not everything lights up as intended. See that? It's supposed to have this on top of it. You thought I was just gonna rip it out? Oh man. Oh man, let's see if I cover it up a bit more. Yeah, it's a dead one. Yeah, I would never try ripping off the microcontroller on its own. That would be such a bad mistake. You know what though? I have seen people try and do it. I've seen people try and do it, not just with like microcontrollers, but with switches, thinking, oh, every board should be hot swap as long as I use enough force, right? Yeah, this is another one of my projects that needs to be done. I'm so glad that I already finished one of these. Got 2 more to go. Man, look at that. The rest of these are somehow dead, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe I can try fixing it right now, actually. Let's try it. Let's try fixing it. Wait, which was the key that was dead? Okay, that guy right there. Okay. Okay. Maybe all it takes is a quick reflow. Hopefully. I need to rename the stream, guys. It can't be just porting with ports. It needs to be like something that rhymes with mead. Okay. Who knows? Will that work? Keyed. Okay, that's actually holding the color now. Okay. Looking better. Looking better each time. Keyed is the only thing that I had in mind, says Cozy. Keyed and mead. Yeah, that's not... Something's going on there. Here, let me... Don't have... QMK Fault's getting me hyped at a raw HID for VUSB. Yeah, man. It's coming. Hopefully. Then boot mapper client can finally die. Wait, it's actually coming? Well, you know. Oof. I think I killed that bottom row. Oh well. That's still fairly pretty, isn't it? You put the Merlin hat on. Man. Oh well. I need to desolder Mr. Scully's board here. Olivia says, "Aw, that's cute." It would be even cuter if I got all the LEDs to work, and then I could put it in VIA. Then I could put it in VIA, and all will be well in the world. In the Merlin world, at least. My reflowing doesn't seem to be doing anything for it. Olivia says, yes, do it. Yes. It's just literally a one-key keyboard. Plenty of space since you have no keys. Just one key. It's a toggle switch. I think if I hold it, something else happens. Or not. Oh well. Oh well. I mean in EE Pro. Oh yeah, absolutely. Man, I think my reflowing isn't helping as much as I thought it would. Alright, you know what? That little guy is pretty sweet. Yeah, it's supposed to be a badge. Like a keyboard meetup badge. But my soldering of RGB surface mount doesn't seem to be that great, so I've only gotten the first half working. Oh wow. Alright, got another board into VIA, Sweet 16. Let's see, it's 8:47 right now, still haven't finished my mead. So I think the next thing I'll do is just to drink this. Is orientation of all the LEDs correct? Yes, it is. It's just that I think I might have used too much heat to kill some of the LEDs. At FirmwareCon, we're going to need mandatory PCV badges. Oh yeah. Is that really gonna happen? FirmwareCon? KB FirmwareCon? KB FirmwareCon sounds like it's a con, you know? Like, they're conning you into using KB firmware. Which some would argue is actually what happens. Oh yeah, Olivia, not sure if you saw my drink of choice today. I found this at Whole Foods. $15 for a pack of 4. Pretty expensive, but damn, this is good. This is probably my favorite drink on stream so far. I like this better than the rosé I've tried or any of the ports that I've tried. It's like nice and sweet and really refreshing. Olivia says we'll have to rebrand Cruise Control. KB FirmwareCon can like even have its own GMK key set. And desk mats. I think desk mats would be more possible. You could have like a VIA desk mat. Alright, I think this has been a pretty successful stream so far. Found a good drink and finished it within an hour with minimal difficulty. I even learned something about VIA today too, so that's pretty cool. Olivia is jelly of the badges at DEF CON. Oh yeah, those were really nice. DEF CON badges. Oh yeah, definitely. Here, let me show you guys what we're talking about. See that? These badges look so nice. But the thing is, I would like to see someone wearing them. Someone wearing a DEF CON badge. Okay, I see it's looks like it's hung on a lanyard instead of like clipped on. There we go. Let's look at these people. Oh, I see it. Yep. It's all on lanyards. But none of them look to be on. Oh wait, this guy does. This guy's is on. Oh no, that's a really pretty one. Holy crap. Whoa! That's really nice. I'm sure we can do something like that. Oh, I want that! Oh my gosh! Oh geez, that looks so nice. I want that. Bite my shiny metal badge. There's so many. Holy crap. DEF CON. Whoa, is that an actual badge? Oh, what's Saint Con 2014? Yeah, this seems like we can totally do this. I feel like someone could just take like an AND Pro, because it's battery powered, and just hang it on a lanyard. Alright, we gotta do it. Keyboard firmware con. Maybe not in 2020, maybe in 2021. We can invite all you VIA folk, QMK folk, Ggon, Bootmapper client, everyone who does keyboard firmware. We could even like invite Razer to come, I guess. Yeah, Razer, Corsair, all the big companies. Invite the granddaddy. What was the firmware before TMK? Other than like Ggon and Gone firmware. Oh my gosh. The red-headed stepchild Razer, I guess. TV, thanks for following. Yeah, I feel like KB Firmware Con would be like, we would need to have talks. There would need to be like the beginner section. People are just talking about how to get started, and then people can just present some of the projects that they're trying to get working, you know. And then at the end of the week or something, you could have like a hackathon. And like, I don't know, we could have a trace races. I don't know what a trace race is. I'm gonna look that up right now. What is a trace race? Super Mario? Trace, oh! Trace the Matrix race. Ah. And made the firmware the fastest. Or you could make it really difficult and be like, who could make Ggon firmware the fastest? Yeah. I know. One day we'll have KB Firmware Con. It'll be the more technical keyboard meetup. Like, we would still have a meetup of sorts, but it'll be very heavily focused on like the tech aspect of it. I wonder, because it's gonna be like very, very tech based. I wonder if we could get like local companies to actually sponsor it. Olivia says, just ask them to trace the K-Type's PCB. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh well, anyway guys, I think I'm gonna call it quits for the night since I already accomplished what I want to get done. I gotta get to my Korean shows that I've been watching. And by Korean shows, I'm watching, well, a coworker recommended this to me. He recommended Kingdom on Netflix. It's a zombie Korean show. Takes place, in like feudal area, in the Korean feudal era. So yeah, I've been watching that. I'm on episode 3 so far. It's pretty cool. I like zombie films. I find it better than The Walking Dead, so why not? Plus, I've gotten to the point where I'm starting to recognize some of the Korean people there. I'm like, oh, he was in that show where he was with that girl doing the thing. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Olivia says you need to watch Devs. Oh gosh. All these things that I need to Google because I don't know what you guys are talking about. FX's Devs, only on Hulu. Interesting. Devs is an FX limited series that focuses on a young software engineer named Lily Chan who works for Amaya, a cutting-edge tech company based in Silicon Valley. Interesting. Okay. Sure. Oh wow, first episode date was March 5th? Okay, I will need to look this up. Thank you. Nevin says, just joining, what's the little ergo split board? This thing? This is a 1upkeyboards Sweet 16 with Gateron yellows in a custom 3D printed case that you can get off of Thingiverse. I have just succeeded in getting VIA on it. So it works as intended. I will be PRing that tonight. And that'll be one more 1upkeyboards board supported by VIA. I think after this, all that's left is the Super 16, which I might actually have. There we go. Might have to build this next. Look at this. Look at this. Super 16. The only difference with the Super 16 and the Sweet 16 is that the Super 16 has in-switch RGB, and oh my god, those pads are very tiny. This is not going to be fun to solder. So it looks like it's not just in-switch RGB, but it's also underglow RGB, which if you're coding this up, they're going to be one and the same. But yeah, in-switch and RGB underglow. Pretty interesting. Cool. Maybe I should have put this in this case. Or maybe I should just print like a yellow one. So I can have a yellow and a blue. And then I could use them one on each hand. Singapore says evening. Evening to you too, man. I'm just at the tail end of my stream. Just rambling at this point. I finished my mead. And I don't think I'll be drinking anymore because only 4 of these came and I kind of just want to savor it. Maybe just one every Tuesday. One Epid one says, what about the BM16A? Sure. If the thing with VIA is I feel like I can't really test that it works unless I have an actual unit on hand or there's someone on stream who's willing to help me and do it. Like, preferably it's someone I don't need to teach how to flash your board. Like, assuming you have all the drivers on already and you know the process. So it's just like, hey man, here's the file. Check it out for me. Singapore says, oh, no wine tonight? Well, is mead wine? I feel like mead is a type of wine. Instead of like fermented grapes, it's just fermented honey. It just so happens that this mead comes in a can. Honey wine. Yeah, exactly. Honey wine. Instead of grape wine, it's It's honey wine. Also, this is from Vancouver, Washington. I like to support our local establishments during this time. Singapore says, is it tasty? I would say this is by far the tastiest beverage I've ever had on stream. This was very, very good. Lower alcohol content than port, but this, and it's not as sweet as port too, but just enough where it's like, I kind of compared it to like drinking, it's a combination of a Riesling and a pale ale. That kind of flavor profile. But it's really good. I've had mead before, but I'd say this is one of my favorite meads. Enjoy ice cold and naturally gluten-free. Oh yeah, if you guys are over 21, highly recommend. Vancouver, Washington though, so you might have to look hard for it. Alright guys, thanks for joining in. Just as a quick summary, we ported the 1UpKeyboards Sweet 16 into VIA tonight. Both the V1 and the V2 worked out pretty well since this board only supports 2 layouts, numpad and 1U keys all the way around. Hopefully I'll be PRing all the code tonight or maybe tomorrow, depending, because I do have a Korean show to watch. And if you own one of these, you'll be able to program it very easily. Alright guys, thanks for joining in. How many of you guys are there? 27 viewers. Thanks for joining in. And I will see you. Actually, I'm going to have an extra stream this week. On Thursday, I'm going to have some games. I've been wanting to play a few games lately. So yeah, I'll probably do like an hour or 2 on Thursday. But it'll be a lot later though, like 7 o'clock, because I do have to work still. So after work, I'll play some games. Some of them you guys might even be able to join in. So definitely check that out. I'll post more on my Discord channel once I decide which games to play. So yeah, check it out then. Alright guys, hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And I'll see you on Thursday. Goodbye now.